Hey guys, Feral Strike here again with another battle report, and this is the third match. My Orcs and Goblins, the Red Hoods, versus... Okay, this is Ken's deployment. He has his 2 units of knights, one with the Lord in it on the far right. Those are the Bavarians, he calls them. The cream orange and white knights with a bit of blue next to it was next over. I don't think he has, it's just standard knights of the realm, 8 of them. Next to him his men-at-arms, and this time he decided to use halberds, but I don't think that comes into play in this match as much. I think it's a good choice against orcs or any other high toughness armies like dwarves or something. He has his bowmen, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 of them with stakes, and on my far left, his far right, he has his Pegasus hero, and I don't remember what he has on him. I had to ask Ken, sorry. I'll try to figure that out and get it to you in the description ASAP. That's another look at his deployment, full on. He just did a standard deployment. You can see my Goblin Force Spider Riders. I didn't take a picture of my original deployment. I took a picture after that, and that's how they moved up. I wasn't really thinking this game. After looking at this game, I know that I could have done a better strategy against him, but you know, sometimes it's just like that. It just happens like that. So I moved them up, as you can see, one in the middle just to see what he does, maybe bait him to charge, and one on the right side of threaten his flank. Maybe I didn't put it on the left side because of the Pegasus. I didn't want to his Pegasus charging my goblins, because I know the goblins would do horribly against it. Maybe. I don't know. Just a note in this match, the forests are magical forests, and we rolled to see what they were, and that's part of our learning, and you know, just adding some things into our rules. Even though I think we should learn more of the standard rules before we start rolling for forests or towers and stuff. But it was fun, and that's what I like about Warhammer, the randomness and the fluff you can derive from having a magical attacking forest or whatever. So this is my right side of my deployment. I put the giant with the Night Goblins. I originally wanted to put it with my regular goblins, because the giant, that is, next to the regular goblins, because I can get the static combat res from the goblins and the attack power of the giant, even though it's random at a knight unit. But for some reason I put it over there. It's maybe not enough space, I don't remember. You can see there's a fanatic in there, 35 Night Goblin size, and I had nets, which I forgot to use. In the previous slide, the gaps between the units is where the 4 Spider Riders is. But this is my left flank, my Black Orc Big Boss, in that unit of orcs with 2 hand weapons, and next to them my 20 unit Goblin unit with hand weapon shields. I have to say, in this game, they're pretty good in animosity. There's no bad animosity rolls. I didn't have to roll on the animosity chart, that is, so that's the good thing about this match. For my orcs, that is. Okay, his movement, he moves up his 2 knight units and his men-at-arms just to posture around with the Spider Riders, I guess. Don't want to commit a charge because I think he was thinking that I might charge him if he charged and overran into my spiders or something, or I may have fled and then I could do some charges. I don't know what he was, maybe that's what he was thinking, because he didn't want to charge us. That's the right, my right side, his left side. You might notice in his knight unit on my far right and his far left, there's a proxy model. That's one of my Chaos Knights, my Chaos Knight champion, and that's because he forgot to bring his Knight, Lord, Bretonnian Lord. So I said, oh, I can bring a proxy for you, and yeah, I just bought it for him, and yeah, it's like this Bretonnian Knight Lord dressed up for Halloween in a Chaos Knight attire, or maybe he was infiltrating a Chaos Knight, and that's why he was like that. Anyways, just that's the right side. And this is the left side. He vanguarded his Pegasus Knight up like that earlier when I vanguarded up. He shoots at my 4 Spider Riders. They love it and stick. And then this is just a picture of Mike waiting for me to make my choices of movement. You can see Han Solo in the background, who always watches our matches. And I remember the first day, I thought it was an actual person. I looked behind and I was like, oh shit, it's just Han Solo. It's pretty funny. And Boba Fett's on the side there. Anyway. I decide to, this is turn 3 I believe, or I don't remember, I think it's turn 2 maybe, I forgot. I decide to move my Spider Riders to flank his Knights, or threaten his flank maybe, and I decide to charge you can notice the spiders are gone. I decided to charge his bowmen, and they shot them to pieces. They did a stand and shoot and killed them. Yeah, this time they didn't flee. Or I didn't just choose. I didn't make them flee, I guess. And in hindsight, I don't know. In hindsight, I should have had 2 of my 4 Spider Riders attack the thing, those bowmen, but you know, live and learn. Maybe for next time. His Knights move up, as you can see. He's posturing around. He's just trying things out with the. You might wonder why he's putting the orange and white Knights there. He was just trying something out, and yeah, he's just moving them around. He eventually moves the men-at-arms a bit facing towards my guys. Oh, yeah, I guess he kept it there. I thought he would move it more to facing my side, but anyways, he moves his Pegasus to threaten my Spider Riders. That's what I do in response. I move my Goblins. Oh, I have forgot to mention, I bring my Goblin BSB for rerolls. He's kitted out with like a +2 strength blade, I think, or something. Biting blade. Oh, biting blade make -1 to strength, or -1 to the armor save. Armor piercing, that is. But anyways, I move my Knights, or units like that. Knights, no. I move my units so that they'll face, and I could get flank charges if he charges my Orcs or Night Goblins. My 4 spiders hide because they're chicken, and I do not want to get charged by that hero. Just a tidbit here about Spider Riders. They can actually, for most cavalry, when they charge a building, they have to dismount, and they can only use the attacks of the riders. But for 4 spiders, they have a rule that they can actually, because they're spiders, they can like squeeze through gaps and climb through doors and windows and stuff, and they can actually attack too. Just want to mention that. This is just another shot of the board of what it looks like. So if the Knights charge my Orcs, I get a flank charge with my Goblins, and if they start the Night Goblins, I get a flank charge with my Giant. These are Kenleonhardts Dark Elves, all painted up for, or been painted up for his getting ready for the painting competition. He took them home to paint them a bit more. and the painting competition is in about it's on the 20th, I believe, which I'll be working, but I don't know if I'll submit anything. Maybe I actually have an idea what I want to submit, but I don't think I'll be there for the event because I have to work. I might be able to go, but yeah, we're just joking around. Or Ken said, oh, they're commenting on, they're overlooking the battle, you know, maybe just being like Dark Elves scouts or something, or the Corsairs, but maybe they're just scouting Corsairs and they're overseeing the match and talking about how dumb the two armies are and how noobish we are. And we're just joking around with that. In the background, I thought I'd try magic maybe next time. You can see my shaman up there. I really want to try magic, but Ken doesn't have a magic caster, so he can't have dispel or do spells, so I might wait. But the Orcs and Goblin spells look really fun to do, and yeah, one day I'll try it. But for now, I just want to get the basics of combat, movement, and shooting down. Even though I don't have shooting anyway, so. But Ken does. This is, he decides to charge my Orc unit with his Lord unit with Knights, and he charges Pegasus, Hero on Pegasus, into my Night Goblins. I decide to release my fanatic into his Knight unit, so I could get at least some kills. I roll abysmally. I think I got 4 hits or something, and they all were 1s or something, and yeah, this time the fanatic didn't pay for his points, and yeah, I was disappointed, but you know, hence Warhammer is a game like that, so not too whatever about it, but yeah, it could have done more. His orange and white knights turn around into the forest. The forest was fear-causing forest, and I think that didn't really apply to this game. Is it only if he's in the forest he gets fear? I'm wondering about that. Or does he cause fear if he charges out the forest? Just a question there. Just a rules question mark for us in that instance. He moves his men-at-arms up, and I think he moves his bowmen up a bit later on. I don't have the slide for it. That's another look at what the charges look like, and his men-at-arms moving up towards his fanatic. I think for me I would have moved them back, because not to get with the fanatic, but I think he wanted to get them into battle also, maybe with the Night Goblins. Add some support. That's what my left flank looks like, his right flank, and he's about to get a charge in the back maybe if I decide to charge his knights in the flank, his other knight unit in the flank. That's his dice rolls for his Night Goblins, which his 2 wound rolls for his Pegasus Lord. Let me just change the... Yeah, he does 1 wound with his Lord. He has like 4 attacks or 5 attacks. And he did 1 wound with his Pegasus, and he only killed 2. We both stick, I believe. Yeah, I think we both stick. Yeah, I had outnumber and everything, but I think he was immune to psychology or something. I don't remember. That's the look, a side look at what the knights look like going into this unit. And that's what happens after he kills 13 orcs. This time he chose not to issue a challenge, and I didn't issue a challenge either, but I think that would have been better, because he did like 3 or 4 kills with his Lord on his knights. Lord on my... he did... Yeah, he killed 4, maybe 3 or 4 with his Lord, and then the rest with his knights, so maybe I should have challenged him. And took my chances. I don't know if he had Killing Blow, so maybe, yeah, I don't think he had Killing Blow either, so I would have been safer challenging him. But I didn't, and I decided to attack his knights instead. I do 4 wounds back, and we both stick, I believe. I don't know how to roll that after. Is it on my modified? I had immune to psychology on my Orc, Black Orc Big Boss, Warboss, and do I have Steadfast now? I think the rules state if I have more units in the model, but I don't know if that's for if I have a certain amount of models or not. I don't remember. But we just played it like that. I rolled on. I failed the first leadership test, but I had a BSB, so I re-rolled and stuck. He reformed, which you can do after you win combat, I believe. My next turn, I decided to charge my giant into his lord, his hero on Pegasus. I also decided to charge my goblins in for a flank. And what happens, this is just the shot of his bowman moving up, and my Night Goblin shifted over 3 or 4 inches. The fanatic, that is. And after combat, I knocked his rider off, and I didn't know which chart. Well, I just rolled on the small size chart and I didn't state which one I was attacking. So next time I have to do that because I believe we were kind of curious to see what the Pegasus was a large target or was it a monstrous mount, and I think Pegasus are, and we agreed that we decided it was because the Pegasus has 2 wounds and also the rider has 2 wounds, so it's on a bigger base. And yeah, we had a quibble about that. We're like, is it a large target or is it just a cavalry base? But I'm pretty sure it's a monstrous cavalry or monstrous mount or whatever. So I rolled on the man size chart for the giant. I don't know if I think I should have rolled on the monster size chart for the thing. But whatever, it's kind of fluffy because I rolled swing with club and did 2 wounds, which the hero has, and he failed to save them, so it's like he just knocked the hero off with his club. So I think that's a good fluffy story. On my top right, you can see the forest riders went into the forest. It's a normal forest, so we defeat we win. We do 2 more wounds on his knight unit, and he flees. And I decided to pursue with both units instead of reforming to face the other guy. And maybe I shouldn't have done that, because one thing, this unit, let me show you the next slide, actually ran into the Night Goblin fanatic. I wanted to overrun into the Menin unit, but both of them failed. So what happened with this Goblin unit is they ran into this fanatic. I moved them aside in the first slide so I can move these guys up, but the fanatic was in their unit. Oh, I didn't put that slide in, but what happened is, yeah, they got killed. 11 of them got killed. The goblins, that is, and they stuck, but I decided to flee for the men-at-arms because their unit was diminished anyways, and they caught them. My flee rolls were horrible in this game. That being said, also I decided to flee with my orc unit from these orange and white colored knights, and they caught them and killed them. And I think it would have been better if I stood and hold the charge, and probably my orcs wouldn't survive, but my Black Orc Warboss would have maybe survived that first thing, because he has 2+ save and 4+ ward, and he could have wiped those guys up. But yeah, next time, I was tired that game, I think, and yeah, he got into the side of my flank of my Night Goblin unit. So I kill his Pegasus, did a headbutt, which is an immediate wound on the Pegasus. I don't know if he's supposed to get a save from that. Yeah, it's -3, so I don't think he got a save. And then one of my Night Goblins stabbed the Pegasus in the heart with the spear, and the Pegasus dies. He slaughtered a bunch of Night Goblins, almost most of the unit, and they flee, and he catches them. So yeah, that I only had, and after that we both decided before the combat that would be the end, and he definitely took the victory. I only had 275 points left on the board. He had like pretty much everything he brought, which was like 1200. So like a massacre. If the game kept on going, I have another slide for you guys. If the game kept on going, I would have charged him. I could have. I think the giant would have taken the men-at-arms, but his knights would probably rally and charge him in the rear and stuff and win later on. So that was kind of disappointing for me. There's a lot of things I could have done differently. Like, deployment is really, really important. It's probably one of the most important things in Warhammer, to deploy your troops in ways to get your objectives or your plan. And I didn't really have a plan. I wasn't really thinking. We were both tired, actually, so that's why we ended it after that combat. I wanted to go on. I just wanted to see what the giant would do. He killed a bunch of men-at-arms we rolled, but yeah, next time I'm gonna bring the same army, and I hope he does too. Well, that's all he has, so we're gonna face off again next week. And not a lot of people come to the gaming night, so I haven't been able to play anyone else. But it's okay. I like playing against Ken. He's a great competitor, very chill, laid back guy to play against, and yeah, just keeping on learning, the rules and everything. We still have a lot of memorization to do, or I do. I have to read a lot, and I have studies and stuff to do also, so I don't have a lot of time to study the rules. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next report. I'm gonna bring out the giant again, and yeah, peace till next time. Thanks for watching.